When your cat looks at you, they are not having the same moment you think they are. They are not looking at a human the way you look at a cat. They are not thinking in labels like owner, parent, or pet. And that matters more than most people realize. Because the way your cat sees you changes everything. How they trust you. How they ask for comfort. How they decide whether you are safe. And why some cats seem affectionate in ways that are easy to miss. Most people spend years loving their cat
without fully
understanding what their cat believes they are. And once you see it clearly, a lot of confusing behavior suddenly makes sense. The staring, the rubbing, the meowing, the following, the way they relax the second you walk into a room. It is all connected. So, what does your cat actually see when they look at you? Not a human. Something much more important. 1. Your cat sees you as part of their living world, not a separate species they need to impress. Have you ever noticed that your cat does not treat you the way a dog treats a person? No dramatic need to obey. No constant checking for approval. No desperate performance just to make you happy. A lot of people read that as distance. But that is not distance. That is a completely different kind of relationship. Dogs were shaped to work with humans in a very direct social way. Cats took another path. Your cat does not walk around thinking, "This is my boss. This is my master. This is the superior creature I must please." Your cat treats you more like a presence inside their world. A large one. A strange one. Sometimes see a clumsy one. But still, part of the environment they live in. Part of the social and emotional map they move through every single day. That is why they rub against your legs. Why they greet you with their tail up. Why they sit near you without needing constant contact. Why they share space with you in that quiet, effortless way cats do with beings they accept. They are not trying to perform loyalty. They are folding you into their world. And that may not sound dramatic at first. But think about what it means. Your cat is not relating to you as some distant giant above them. They are relating to you as someone inside the circle. And once you are inside that circle, your cat starts doing something even more interesting. They stop merely living around you and start building habits around you. 2. Your cat does not just recognize you. They organize their life around you. A lot of people think cats are detached, independent, unbothered, doing their own thing no matter who is around. But watch closely and you start seeing the truth. Your cat knows the sound of your steps, the time you usually wake up, the place you sit, the room you work in, the point in the evening when the house gets quiet. They know your rhythms. And that means they are not just aware of you. They are using you as part of their pattern of safety. Cats are creatures of routine. Predictability calms them. Familiar sequences lower their stress. And over time, you become one of the strongest repeating patterns in their world. That is why some cats show up minutes before you normally feed them. Why they wait outside the bathroom. Why they appear in the hallway right before bedtime. Why they settle in when you settle in. You are not just a person they notice. You are one of the anchors their day is built around. And that changes the emotional meaning of small moments. When your cat waits for you near the door, that is not random. When they leave one room and quietly move to the room you are in, that is not random. When they seem calmer once your routine begins, that is not random. Your cat may look independent on the surface, but under that surface, they are constantly asking a deeper question. Is the world still normal? Is the pattern still intact? Is the one familiar presence I trust still here? And that is why your absence affects them more than people think. Because to your cat, you are not just company. You are structure. And once a cat builds structure around you, they begin doing something even more personal. They start changing the way they communicate, just to reach you. 3. Your cat created a version of their language specifically for you. Have you ever noticed that your cat has different sounds for different situations? One meow for food. Another for the door. Another for attention. Another that sounds almost offended that you dared to sit down without inviting them onto your lap. That is not your imagination. Your cat is not making noise at random. They are experimenting on you. And yes, that sounds funny. But it is also true. Cats learn very quickly which sounds get a response from humans. They notice what works. They repeat what works. They refine what works. Over time, your cat builds a communication style around your reactions. That is why one cat sounds tiny and polite. Another sounds dramatic and demanding. Another barely meows at all, except in one very specific voice reserved only for their person. They are adapting. Because humans are terrible at reading cat signals. We miss the ear shifts. We misunderstand the tail. We overlook the body posture. We do not always catch the slow blink or the slight pause or the way a cat positions themselves before making a choice. So your cat meets you halfway. They use movement. They use sound. They use repetition. They use routine. Not because they are simple. Because they are trying. And that changes the meaning of something people dismiss every day. When your cat meows at you, they are not just making noise. They are reaching across a species gap and saying, "I have learned how to get through to you." That is effort. That is adaptation. That is relationship. And once you realize your cat has been adjusting their language for you, another behavior starts to look very different too. The way they watch you. Not your face. You. 4. Your cat does not know you by your face the way you know them by theirs. Humans are face-first creatures. We see identity in eyes, expressions, tiny details. So naturally, we assume our cat recognizes us the same way. But your cat is not building a sharp mental portrait of your face and carrying it around like a photograph. That is not how they know you. Your cat knows your movement, your sound, your scent, your pace, your energy. That is why a cat can be half asleep and still know it is you walking into the room. That is why they can react to the way you turn a doorknob, the way you shift your weight, the sound of your voice from another room. To your cat, you are not a picture. You are a pattern of sensations, a whole living signature. And honestly, that might be more intimate than facial recognition. Because it means your cat knows the feeling of you. Not just what you look like. What you are like. How you arrive. How you move when you are calm. How you move when you are tense. How your presence changes the room. That is also why some cats pull back when humans force face-to-face affection. From our side, it feels loving. From their side, it can feel overwhelming, blurry, too close, too fast. But when you extend a hand, when you let them approach first, when you let them gather information in their own way, that is when your cat can truly read you. And what they are reading, more than anything, is not your face. It is your emotional weather. Which leads to one of the biggest mistakes people make with cats. They think affection is about how much love they give. For cats, it is often about how safe that love feels. 5. To your cat, love is not proven by intensity. It is proven by safety. This is the part that changes everything. A lot of cat owners think bond means excitement, attention, cuddles, playfulness, visible affection. And yes, those things can matter. But the deepest sign of trust in a cat is often much quieter than people expect. It is softness. A cat that can fully relax near you. A cat that sleeps deeply in your presence. A cat that exposes their side. A cat that slowly closes their eyes. A cat that stays in the room without needing to monitor every sound. That is not small. That is huge. Because cats do not relax deeply where they feel uncertain. They do not let their guard down where they feel watched, cornered, or overstimulated. So when your cat melts into the couch beside you, when their breathing slows, when their body loosens, when their eyes go heavy the second you sit down nearby, you are witnessing something profound. Your cat's nervous system has made a decision. Safe here. Safe with this presence. Safe enough to rest. Safe enough not to scan. Safe enough not to prepare for escape. And once you understand that, so many things fall into place. Why your cat follows you without touching you. Why they sleep in your room. Why they come sit near you when something startles them. Why your return changes the atmosphere for them. Your cat is not simply attached to the things you provide. Food matters. Routine matters. Comfort matters. But beyond all of that, you have become the feeling that those things are okay. You are the familiar signal. The steady pattern. The known presence that tells your cat the world is still manageable. So no, your cat does not look at you and see a human. They see the being whose smell means familiar, whose voice means known, whose routine means stability, whose presence means the environment is safe enough to soften inside. That is what matters. Not whether your cat understands the word human. Not whether they think about you the way humans think. What matters is that in the map your cat carries of what is safe, what is known, what belongs, you are in it. Deeply. And maybe that is the real reason this bond feels so special. Because your cat is not loving you through human ideas. They are loving you in the most honest language they have. Through trust. Through routine. Through closeness. Through choice. Through relaxation. Through return. So the next time your cat looks at you, do not ask, "Do they know I'm human?" Ask something better. What have I become to them? Because the answer is far more beautiful. To your cat, you are not a title. You are not a role. You are not just the person who fills the bowl. You are the part of the world that feels like home.